Hey everyone, it's Mike Barletta back here with another tropical update. We got a lot going on, a lot to get into, so I want to get right into it. But before that, if you guys could hit that like and subscribe button, that'd be really big. It'd be really awesome for me. I put a lot of effort into these videos. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook at MikeBeWeather. I do a lot of my updates on there that I don't do on here because I can only post on YouTube so often. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We have tropical depression Josephine expected to become a remnant low. That storm developed around here, moved to the northwest, didn't really strengthen. A lot of wind shear, dry air. Expected a curve to the northeast, away from any land, won't be a really big issue. But the two waves we are watching, one around 50 west and one just coming off Africa around 20 west, both given a 40% chance of development by the National Hurricane Center. Both of these 40% chance of development within the next 5 days. I believe that'll just continue to increase. These waves are looking pretty good. Obviously, we got a long way to go, a long track, and I know it's scary seeing these moving west towards the United States, but there's still a lot of time. So, just a quick little update on the National Hurricane Center most recent update. Now, looking at all these waves, we have ex-tropical storm Kyle that moved over the Gulf Stream and was able to develop. That's really going to get sheared out. Gonna continue to move to the northeast and become a really big cyclone, very deep cyclone. Pretty earlier in the year for that to happen, but if you have any family friends in Ireland, it's going to be a pretty big cyclone for them over there. We have tropical depression Josephine, which, like I said, is supposed to become a remnant low. Obviously, getting pretty sheared out. Not a whole lot going on with that. Then we have these two tropical waves. We have one right here. And one right here. This one is going to move into the Caribbean. Not a whole lot of model development going on with this within the next 5 days, or within the next few days, excuse me. This tropical wave expected to not really develop until we get south of Cuba into the Yucatan. A little bit of wind shear, a little bit of dry air still out there. However, even in these adverse conditions, this wave is looking pretty good. Decent convection firing. Models really didn't like this one the past couple days, but just yesterday and this morning they really started to jump on the trend. However, they're still not developing it until somewhere around this region, which is why I think 40% chance of development the next 5 days is pretty good. By day number 5, it should be over here. That's going to be its best chance for development, and then it'll go somewhere through the Yucatan or into the Gulf of Mexico. So definitely a storm that we're gonna have to watch, especially going further west into the Gulf of Mexico. Then with this system right here, just came off Africa. Once again, models weren't huge on developing it, only until yesterday, today, because this is a very big tropical wave. It was looking very impressive off Africa. Also expected to move to the northwest. Probably going to be a little further north than these waves, or than this wave right there, and expected to track somewhere along the same track that Josephine took. Something along those lines. You know, this obviously rather far out, but somewhere within here seems like a pretty good track for this thing. Once again, not a whole lot of model development over the next couple days, but once we get 4 or 5 days out, I think we're gonna have a good shot at seeing this develop and possibly becoming a pretty strong storm. So that was just a quick look at the satellite. Now we're going to get into why this is happening. We're looking at the MJO, basically a cycle of phases that supports convective development or non-convective development. This was updated on August 11th. So as we could see, the Eastern Pacific just had a very active period, getting multiple hurricanes, multiple depressions and storms, and you could see why. This is August 18th. Big MJO convective phase. The blue and purples are big for convection, and you see that is just moving east. Was in north of Australia. Now it's just south of Mexico. Now it's moving into the Atlantic. So that's really the big reason why these storms are really going to start to pop up, and possibly more than just the two that we're looking at right now, especially as this convective phase really gets going. This it really isn't even supposed to enter the Atlantic until very late August into early September. So there's definitely a good shot that we see a very, very active period over the next couple weeks and possibly the next month. Very, very active. This season already has been pretty historical in regards to the amount of named storms. Haven't seen anything particularly strong, thank goodness, but this MJO phase is the big reason why we're really going to have to watch this period in the Atlantic. And we saw what just happened in the Eastern Pacific. They had a whole bunch of storms. They were looking 4 or 5 storms at once. I believe they have one out there looking for a major hurricane soon. And that's what's going to eventually come to the Atlantic. And we're already seeing the waves that are beginning to develop from that. So what exactly this means? Just an increased phase that's favorable for convective development, which obviously produces tropical storms and hurricanes. So taking a look at the latest European ensembles, now this looks a little hectic, but we'll see. This is our first wave right here, moving to the west. This is our second wave, moving to the west. We're going to focus on those two now. You see, there's not a whole lot of development from these members until it really gets into this region. The members really begin to develop it, and then it gets into the Gulf of Mexico. A wide range of possibilities, but we're just looking for development right now. No specifics. So that's what's going on with that wave. Now we could also see with this wave taking a track a little further north. This was the first one. This looks to take a track a little further north, potentially stronger as well. You could see a lot of those members start really deepening the storm to the north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. That's a scary track. That's something you don't want to see, but that's why we have meteorologists and people like me and a bunch of other great people out there making sure that you guys are on top of this and giving you guys the latest updates and alerts. Right now, nothing to be too worried about. With either of these systems, as they're so far out, there's no. If anyone tells you that they know what's going to happen, or it's going out to sea, or it's going to hit land, wherever, they're lying to you. There's no evidence for any of that to happen right now. Right now, we're just looking at two tropical waves have the potential for developing and moving towards the United States. That's what we know. Um, but no imminent threats, no threats within the next 5 days. But I'll definitely keep you updated on stuff like that. Now, we could see also a third tropical wave beginning to develop. We have this first one, we have this second one, and this next tropical wave, no big deal either as of right now, but just giving you an idea of how active this period is going to be. You see these models developing yet another tropical wave and moving it to the northeast, to the northeast. So very active period coming. Right now there's no specifics as I stated before, especially for all three of these tropical waves. But definitely just something to keep an eye out on. I'll definitely be giving you guys updates here. So just really goes to show you what we're dealing with over these next couple weeks. It's going to be a long few weeks for a lot of these coastal areas. So just want to take a look at the latest models. Do not take these for verbatim, like the exact track, stuff like that. This is the icon, the latest icon model, showing both of those waves. Wave number one, that was over here, track to the north, to the west, and curving into the Gulf of Mexico. So like I said, wide range of possibilities, especially late August. Never want to see something really going into the Gulf of Mexico, but that's likely what is going to happen if this first wave does develop. And we had the second wave back here, as I said, tracking a little bit further to the north, and now we have it showing a tropical storm over the northern Dominican Republic. So, just one possible solution, but just really growing on what I just showed with the EPS. And same thing with the Canadian model here. Pretty much the same solution. We have wave number one over here, tracking to the west, going over the Yucatan, and we have a little storm in the Gulf of Mexico. And wave number two, we had tracking to the northeast of wave number one, close to the United States, going right over the Dominican Republic as a tropical storm. So a wide range of possibilities. We have no exact track right now, but just something to really keep an eye on and keep a lookout for. The last thing I wanted to show you guys is current sea surface temperatures. They're very conductive for some big storms. If the upper atmosphere does want to cooperate a little bit, definitely conductive for big storms. You just really, to get any development, you need over 25, 26 degrees Celsius water. and that's what we're seeing a lot of. Very high temperature water, getting 28, 29, even 30 and 31 degrees Celsius in the Gulf of Mexico. Something you definitely don't want to see, but that's just the reality of the situation, and we're gonna keep you updated and let you know exactly what's going on, because that's everyone's job as a meteorologist, is to protect the public. So that's definitely what we're gonna be doing. Right now, nothing to worry about, but definitely have to keep an eye on what's going on. You know, a lot of threats out there, nothing imminent, as I stated before, but just something to look out for over the next couple days and couple weeks. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to like and subscribe. It would really help me out, as I stated before. Follow my Facebook and my Twitter. That's where I post a lot more frequent updates. I can't post every day on YouTube, so I post a lot more frequent updates over there. So make sure to check that out. You guys have an awesome day. Stay safe. I'll be back soon with the latest updates on these tropical waves. Thank you.